this shit, Mark. Got this shit. You got this. Anyone surprised Tesla topped out where it did? Ladies and gentlemen, June tends to be one of the hardest months of trading. Yet, so many people around me are having the best months and days of their career. It's a phenomena. Depending on what you're watching, depending on what you're doing, you can take advantage of these things. If you're just wanting somebody to dump a bunch of strategies on you, you have found the wrong service and you could exit this video right now. If you're looking at somebody who wants to address real problems, not pre-recorded, not premeditated, without looking, live emails from real traders and the issues they go through, you found the right place. We're going to go through the Newsbeat Fireside today, and we're going to have a drink to toast for it. I am Mark Melnick, and welcome to our Fireside. This following Newsbeat show has been brought to you by T3 Live. Thank you so much for reading our disclaimer. This Newsbeat show is also here thanks to viewers like you. And if you want to keep that credit card warm where it belongs in your pocket, please don't forget to click our free ebook, How to Overcome Psychological Toxicity in Your Trading. It costs you nothing, and it can make a difference in your life. And before you think I'm like every other service on the planet, I would like to point out that traders here in this service are the most confident traders and most consistently profitable traders in the entire industry. Please don't forget that. Now I return to your regularly scheduled broadcast. Before I want to start this broadcast and before I start going through unread live emails with you in real time, I want to first off say a toast to the Newsbeat Live Room. This following alcoholic drink has been brought to you by Boof and Mexico with a live scorpion in it. Or, well, it's actually not live, but it's kind of effing disgusting, isn't it? And what does that say? La costumbre, joven col alacran. 100% Magi Espadin. Do I know what I said? Hell no, but I'm about to try what I just said. I want to make this toast to all the traders out there, who are helping me conquer and dominate this market, being in a positive minded place, being able to help other people, being able to accept the help from other people, even myself as a guru. I had um, perhaps my best month this year, one of the best months of my entire 22-year career this week. And I want to thank you guys in the Newsbeat Live Room for making all of that possible. I am grateful for all and each and every one of you. Budem zdarovia, za was nami, za chuj s nimi. You know, you don't really taste the scorpion, but it's one of those things that tastes like shit, but it sort of like grows on you, I feel, after a while. I feel like the more sips I have, the more I'm going to enjoy this. Like almost like the first time you had a beer. And maybe I should add ice. Think that's it, Dave? Dave thinks I should add ice. All right, maybe next time. I definitely have scorpion protein in me after drinking that. And we're going to go right to the S mark. I want to just share with you before we start answering all these emails. I have not read any one of these emails. These are unfettered. These are unvetted. I could be reading through people with problems, people through successes. I encourage every single person to write in. and we're going to address these problems. The importance of watching this video, if you are watching right now, is a lot of you have the same problems as other people. So when I answer these, it's basically a generalization of the problems. Now, the one I'm pasting was written 4 minutes ago. Instead of screenshotting the email and blacking it out, what I do on Gmail is I just highlight and I copy and paste the entire email while leaving out the person's name at the end. So here we go. I have no idea what these are going to say. Maybe, you never know. Maybe they're going to be like, Mark, you're a real asshole. And I don't know what's going to be said. Like, maybe. Or maybe they're having a problem, or maybe they're having a good time. Like, I have really no idea. I hope nobody feels that way about me. But you don't know. Because unlike every other scumbag in the industry, I'm giving you real, unfettered, real time, live emails, unvetted, good, bad, and ugly, and everything in between. Let's do it. Um, I paid this person $20 because I could see he says I had my best week in months. Hi, Mark. Or I didn't pay him $20. You be the judge. I had my best week in months. I've had prior success in the past and thought I was invincible and the sky was the limit. I then went on a 4 month struggle bus season. I recently turned it around, had a great week, top three. The best part, it was the smallest size I've used for the money. So he's had his a top three week and he teared down. I want to know what is the best way to approach going forward to continue the growth. I want to start scaling the size back to the 5 to 10 range from the 1 to 2 and sometimes the 4 contracts. So he's trading option contracts. He's likely scalping option contracts. He's basically doing 1 to 2 option contracts, sometimes 4, and he wants to go back to what I'm assuming he was doing previously at 5 to 10 contracts. He says I love you. Melnick is a married man, but on the DL, I love you too. That's how I roll. Well, how do you do it? How do you do that? How do you do sort of that tier up? Like, what do you do to actually get that tier size up? And it's a magical question. People ask me all the time. And the truth is, when you need to do it, it happens naturally. It's something that happens without you thinking about it. If you're thinking about it and thinking, ooh, should I do it now? If it's uncomfortable for you, it's usually like that. The problem with sizing up is sizing up when you're in the 1 to 10 contract range is the hardest. Because, for example, if you go from 1 to 2 contracts over to 5 to 10, you're pretty much increasing your size 500%. 1 to 5 or 2 to 10 is 5 times more. You're increasing it 500%. What I generally suggest for people who want to try sizing up and never give them legal advice to do so, of course, is basically you want to try to size up as little as possible. There's somebody who's at 10 contracts and they're like, Mark, how do I get to 20? And I'm saying, well, why not go to 12 or 11? Why not go up 20? Why not go to 12 contracts? Something that is going to be a little more. You're going to get warmed up to it. It's almost like being a guy and jumping inside a swimming pool and being 6'4" when you're walking down the steps of the pool. Pretty much for me, when you get to the fourth step, that's the moment of truth. That is the moment of truth. When you get to that fourth step in the swimming pool, I was over one of my son's classmates had a party and they had a swimming pool, and I'm walking down the steps and I'm holding my son and we're going down and it's like you know just to give you sort of the example, and the same thing applies to sizing and tearing up, so this I feel is going to be very helpful. So pretty much you know I'm an absolutely awful artist, but here is Mark Melnick in a nutshell. Here is Mark Melnick in a nutshell, and give me a little eyes and little hands. Okay. All right. So here's Mark Melnick in a nutshell here. And pretty much what happens is when you're actually walking in the water, it's like step one, step two, step three, and then once I get to step four, over here, this is the moment of truth. This is where everything gets painful and it sort of goes here. And then you have to sort of stop, chill, start catching your breath, get acclimated, get adjusted to the situation. And then afterwards, you're pretty much, fine. The same thing is similar to tearing up. It's almost like walking in a swimming pool. Why not, instead of being that person, why not go from like 1 to 2 contracts? Here's the hard part because even I would just go to 3 because the only thing higher than 2 is 3. If you're doing common stock, it's a lot easier because if you're doing 100 shares, you could go to 120 shares. You can't go to 1.2 contracts. So when you're doing option contracts, it's kind of funny that way. And just go to 3 and then just go to 4 and then just go to 5 because we all know those people who just jump in the pool head first, they have these long periods of regrets before their bodies get acclimated and they take all the pain at once. You don't want to sort of do that. So, like, as you're, you know, jumping in the pool or walking in the pool or sizing up, you're pretty much trying to like get as much as your body wet before your junk gets wet. And if you jump up from like 1 to 2 to like 5 to 10, your junk is going to get submerged immediately and you're going to be more likely to tilt and have a bad day. You have to, instead of just saying, okay, right here you are right now, for example, right here you are with like 1 to 2 contracts. My question for you is why go from 5 to 10? Why not? Why not just be smart about it? Just go to 3 and see how you feel there for a while. If you're going to size up, I can't tell you what to do. I can't legally tell you what to do, but I have a feeling that you're going to be very happy afterwards. And that is sort of the trick to going back to your question, the best way to approach going forward to continue the growth. The truth is, why even stop? Why not experience what makes you feel that you can't experience another month of staying in this range, or 2 months, or 3 months? There's no reason to always think you have to size up. It doesn't really help. Yes, the numbers are bigger on the up and down side, but if you're just coming back from a 4 month struggle and you're having a top 3 week, my question for you really is, well, and I can't tell you what to do, but why do you want to change whatsoever? Why do you want to change? Why do you want to change it whatsoever? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the matter. Next email coming in. Hi Mark. Out of nowhere, just had the best week ever. Insane, didn't see it coming, and still with maximum 5 contracts. Also had my best ever trade on a dollar basis today, and I took 3 contracts and held 8 seconds. He had his best ever trade on a dollar basis, and he bought 3 option contracts and held it for 8 seconds. That's gangster ass shit right there. I'll tell you what, that's a true bandit. On an entirely unrelated note, there have been times in recent days and weeks where your chart has been saying the trigger is a certain number, but my charts all say the triggers are pennies higher or lower than yours. Furthermore, your 2 minute chart often has green candles when mine are red, and sometimes vice versa, but I look at my charts and they are correct. The candle is red when the close is lower than the open and not related to the last candle. I thought I was going nuts, but others in the rooms are seeing different numbers too, so it's not just me. Somewhere there is a disconnect. Can we figure it out? It is indeed bothering me. I don't know why your charts are different. So I'm pretty much using a paid version for free stock charts. Definitely turn off your pre and post market data outside of trading hours. I don't really have a smart answer for why yours are different than mine. I mean, you're obviously using a different charting system. I can't explain it. There's nothing I can do to fix it. It's not like I can What can I do? Oh, look how Q's bounced off support today perfectly. Boing. I there's no eloquent answer that I have. Congratulations on your best trade. I don't know how to go about it. I guess the question I would ask you is, what are you using? What are you using that is different than what I'm using? Okay. That would be sort of my question to you. Congratulations on your phenomenal week. Hi, Mark. You read my email 3 weeks ago. Yes, the one where I said I haven't wanted to wake up in the morning for 10 years. So I read an email 3 weeks ago from this person apparently who said he didn't want to wake up in the morning for 10 years. And I want to pause here before I see whatever the rest of this email is about. There are a lot of traders who, if you have a down account or you're struggling, you're in a tough financial situation, it's hard to even want to wake up in the morning. People suffer depression, suicidal thoughts. I know I'm supposed to sit here and vomit out 20 names for you that I like for next week and completely ignore the fact that you're a human being and that you have feelings and are going through a real life situation. I know that's what gurus in the industry do. Again, that's not what I do. So I can relate to that. I remember when I was struggling at points in my life, personal things, relationships. There are times where I just didn't want to crawl out of bed. I would, it sounds kind of like fucked up in a way. Like I was literally fantasizing about like dying. It's such a horrible thought, and I'm not even embarrassed to talk about it because it's a real thing that I've realized thousands of traders go through. It's really fucked up. Still tastes like shit, but I'm scorpion protein is good. I don't know. I feel like I want to make up something like, oh well, what does drinking scorpion guts do? It improves your mental capacity, or it allows you to achieve an erection for 3 hours or more. It's like one of the two things, and that's why I drink it. But um, you know, yeah, like I can understand. I completely understand what you are going through. This is a follow up. So 3 weeks ago, he said he didn't want to wake up in the morning after 10 years. For 10 years, he was depressed, not wanting to wake up in the morning, struggling to get out of bed. Since then, I've been on a schedule. I get up in the morning, I go for a walk, come back, shower, eat some fruit, and listen to you. I do some breathing exercises to relax just before the market opens and then get to trading. I stick to the rules. I have made money every day except for one day. The amounts don't matter. What matters is that I have traded correctly every day for except for one. Yes, it was the losing day. I forced myself to stop that day, so I kept it within reason. I know what I did wrong and corrected it immediately. I wasn't perfect every day. I still made mistakes, but correcting them was much easier and I was able to get back on track quickly. And this is a very powerful email right here. So he realizes he screwed up on one of the days. He came back and he changed it immediately, as opposed to continuing down, and he nipped the problem in the butt where he should have. The reason why he was able to psychologically do that is because he went on this regimen here. Get up in the morning, go for a walk, come back, shower, eat some fruit, listen to you, which I apply psychological fortifying techniques and whatnot. It was funny. I was speaking to somebody, member of our service, and it was kind of funny. And I was speaking to him, and he was like, it's crazy. Like you're watching a stock, and then all of a sudden you say something like a joke, and I'm sitting there thinking like, did Melnick really just say that? Did he really just say that? And then I get back to the stock. And how many of you guys feel that way? Like all of a sudden I'm watching like Nvidia and I say some random stupid joke, and it's like, did he really just say that? Like while we're watching a stock? And how many people, like, I'm sure you notice that. Like how many people notice that? There's a reason for it psychologically. There's a very powerful psychological technique I'm doing. When you're sitting there focusing on the stock and you're like, you have an increased chance of doing something stupid. Exactly what Geronimo is saying. It's pattern interruption. And what happens is when you're focused on the stock, and then I say some joke and it throws you off, you're like, oh, what did he say? And then you go back to the stock. You're sort of approaching it with a fresh start again. You're sort of pulling yourself out of the situation and sort of resetting yourself again. I am doing that absolutely intentionally for your psychology. There's a reason why I do that. And this is why you were able to bounce back from your mistake day, whatever it was. I mean, I don't know if you're going to share what it was, but it's irrelevant. You were able to fix it. But going on this schedule, get up in the morning, going for a walk, coming back, the showering, very important. I can't highlight the importance of showering in the morning, eating some fruit, and then listening to you. I'm telling you, I use this. I'm gonna order this shit right now. Um it's this peppermint soap, Dr. Bronner's. Have you guys ever heard of Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap? It is the shit. It is the shit. You want to see it? It is the shit. It comes, I mean, this is a big bar. It comes in like smaller labels and stuff. It's peppermint. I'm telling you right now, you take this shit. I just started using it like a week ago. It is absolutely phenomenal. It wakes you up. The peppermint oil, literally, it mixes with the natural oils on your skin, and it literally like is a degreaser for your entire body. Like literally, like you sort of have to get used to it. Like I use like a brush and I use the brush all over like like a shower brush and I pour the soap on the shower brush and I put it all over my body. When you put it like around your eye area, like I scrub my entire body, it like it feels so intense. And of course, when you put it like down there, it feels like so intense as well. But it is such a good feeling when you are done and you shower off, you feel like $1,000,000. And I've never felt that way with a soap before. But I'm adding a half a gallon of it to my Amazon cart. It is absolutely amazing. Look at this other shit in my cart. I think my wife put it there. Look at this shit. What is this? A Melissa and Doug Dinosaur Dawn Jumbo Jigsaw puzzle? Um, hmm. Is it a dick move if I remove one of the items my wife put inside her Amazon cart? Would that be a dick move? I don't know. It's probably from one of my kids. Hmm. Just feel like removing it and see what happens. See if she notices. See if it gets added again. I don't know. Anyway, going back to this email. I made money every day except for one. All right, we went through that. I'm going on vacation next week and don't want to. Yes, you read that correctly. I don't want to go. Not because I have FOMO, not at all. I don't want to go because trading has again become what it used to be for me. I will continue to do it. Thank you, and thank you to the room. Regards, gentleman who wrote this email. Um, that's why Melnick doesn't take. Yeah, that would be a dick move, Jeff. Right? I'm gonna leave it. I wasn't gonna remove it. I was just It'd be kind of funny just to see if she notices it that like why not just buy it? Why would you add some shit to the cart and like not check out? Like to check out on Amazon, it's like 2 clicks. You just click checkout cart, confirm your order. It's sent to your house immediately. Wife would kick my ass like 5'1" beat the shit out of me, right? Sure, you can me. Um, Yeah, so that's why I really don't do vacations at all. I respect and understand what you're saying. I'm honored and humbled that trading has become what what it is to you right now. I mean, again, really humbled and honored. So we'll see. All right. Enjoy your vacation. I don't take them, but I understand how you feel. And congratulations on not being depressed. Next email. Hey Mark, I was wondering if we can speak on a personal note sometime. It's in regard to trading and some psychology things, question marks. I mean, I'm answering questions, brother. You could email me at any time you want. All right. Since it's not your real name and your name after a shower fart. Yeah, you heard me right. I was just listening to your broadcast last night. I've been thinking about your comment about the pricing a trader gets hit with when you go over 100 contracts. I found that really anything over 50 contracts tends to give higher risk to poor fills, both buying and selling. When I was trading 500 contracts, I watched the fill tick down as I sold it, sometimes all the way down to the buy price. It was brutal to have a winning trade evaporate like that. So I have concluded a smaller contract size is better, sub 100. Agree. Thoughts? I don't know. Sounds like it makes sense. I understand what you're saying. But then you have the people doing 500 contracts here and they're just ballers, so maybe they're limiting out. I don't know. But I feel what you're saying on the market orders. Also, is it true that the market makers automatically hedge their sale of calls by buying stock, at least some portion of it? Or does that not happen in real time? I have no idea. Yes, I do believe, I can't prove it, but I do believe robots, when they're selling you contracts they don't own, automatically buy the stock to hedge. That's why a lot of times when you see increased option activity, like if a bunch of calls went off, a lot of times the stock moves higher automatically for that reason. That's my belief of why it happens like that. P.S. I'm still practicing by staying down in the 10 to 20 contract range for now, but will want to size up as soon as I'm consistent, so getting ready. Yes, getting ready with consistent trading is a very important thing. And that is, in your size, you have a decent size right now for somebody who isn't consistent yet. I will tell you that. Hi, Mark. Hey, Mark. This email might be a doozy. Not sure how I'm going to word this. Just have so much in my head now, and I look up to you more than anyone else in life. Thank you. I feel the need to share this with you. I don't know if you remember my questions from an Ask Mark back in the beginning of March. I'm 20, 21 next week, living at home. Been in the room about 4 months now. It really feels like family here. I'm doing much better than I was then trading wise, but life has been difficult lately. My father has been battling cancer for 3 years and we lost him today. Um, okay. First of all, my deepest condolences. This is not an easy thing that you want to deal with when it comes to trading. This is not an easy thing to overcome easily, and you should take as much time as you need to overcome this. And your trading can be, and I will repeat, can be extremely negatively affected by this event, and that doesn't make you weak. That makes you a human being. And my deepest condolences for your father. I'm devastated. So this line right here is pretty much you don't have to stop missing or loving him, but you have to get to the point where your life feels more normal to you before you can trade again. That's what that line tells me. He was one of my best friends. We were extremely close. I loved him dearly. My mother's sister and I are all pretty torn up. It's been a rough couple of weeks. He has declined rapidly over the last week or so. His cancer was pancreatic, and it had spread to his lungs and heart, and he lost the fight that he was so strong for fighting. I'm supposed to begin prop trading with T3 very shortly. I had an interview last month, went over my background and such with Colin and Derek. They agreed to let me on the team. I'm confident but nervous as I should be. My trading in the last few months has improved dramatically. I do pretty much everything the way you instruct us to. I've done a good job training myself to execute C strategies. I cut losers very, very short. I've done a good job front running. I'm confident. I watch the level 2 only when entering and exiting. I don't check my P&L at all during the trades. With all of this improvement, I've gained a lot of confidence. I'm confident that I'll do well with T3, but I'm nervous. I don't think I'll hurt myself or blow up in any regards. I think risk management is my best skill as a trader. I never allow myself to take big losses, and after a loss or two, I'm good about walking away and resetting. I plan on leaving my job and giving this prop gig my all. There won't be any hard feelings. I'm sure they'd take me back if things don't work out. My thoughts are I'm 20. What do I have to lose? I've been putting so much time and effort into trading for the last year or two. I owe it to myself to see where this opportunity takes me. My honest feelings are with this room and the recourses that I have and the work ethic I know I have, how can I fail? I'm extremely competitive, and I know it might sound silly, but I want to be one of the best traders of all time. I've always wanted to be the best at something, and when I found trading, I thought that this is what I wanted to be great at. I'd easily consider you and some of the traders in the room some of the greats, and I look up to all of you tremendously. I'm the same age as Booth, so I look up to him tremendously because I sort of feel I can relate to him because we're similar age. With all the pain I was feeling today, I've had some pain in me because of the rough day that he had. I've been giving trading my all, and with all the this pain that I'm feeling, the only thing that I want to do is trade. I want to get better, be the best that I can be. I know I need to take a break because I'm not psychologically clear right now, right? Yes, I agree. I love trading because of its beauty. I feel like once you have a handle on trading, so many other things in your life become enhanced as well. That's true. You find yourself, you really find out who you are. Amen. Your psychology completely changes. It really frees up the way that you think. I can already tell that my mind has changed for the better since I began trading. I felt the need to send you this email because I think I'm just having an overload right now in my head. I have so many emotions going off up in my brain. Life just seems crazy right now. I don't even know what I expect you to tell me if you read this. I just value anything and everything you have to say immensely. I appreciate all that you do for us, and you've shaped me as a trader and a person more than you know. I love you, Mark. Thank you. Toast for his father. Toast for his father. Absolutely tough, tough email to write. Tough experience that somebody in our family is going for. Cheers to the Newsbeat fan member who lost his father to pancreatic cancer. God bless them both. A drink for them. Moment of silence. 10 seconds. With Father's Day coming up, I understand difficult how difficult um, that is, and what you are what you are going through. I know what it's like to lose somebody that I love, and the way that I have felt for myself, the best way to cope with it is, even if it's no matter who it is, if it's just someone you loved, even if it's not a person, even if it's a dog or a cat or an animal or whatever, or a person, the best way to cope with that I have found is just think about life always begins and ends. Think about all the good times that you had with that person, and think about how amazing and blessed that you and the person who passed was to have those experiences with you in life. And just think of it like that. Think about what a blessing it was to share those experiences. Your father, just like everybody in the world, will end up dying. Anybody listening to this now will end up dying, as grim as that sounds. Yes, anybody you love dying, it's always too soon, no matter how long it lasted. But think how blessed that person was to have someone like you in their life to continue on their legacy for what went through. Their entire life, from growing up to working to supporting you to battling the pancreatic cancer, horrible, that eventually, overtook him. Think about how lucky that person was to have a son like you who feels the way you do about him and wants to be the best person that you can be based on all those positive principles in which he has taught you. And what you are is you're a living example of the positive things that he has learned through failures and successes in life. You are the result, and the things you know from him and the knowledge you know from him are the results of everything that he has been through in life. So if you actually believe it in that sense, he never really, nobody, nothing that you love ever really dies. They're not around anymore on this earth. I'm not going to talk spiritually about where they can go or cannot go, but I will say that I have a feeling that if he were to read this email right now, and he actually saw the email that you're writing to me, to us on this Newsbeat Fireside, I am pretty sure he would have been smiling and proud that he has a son like you who feels the way you do about him. And he wouldn't be more proud. And he would tell you to continue trying to accomplish everything you're going through right now, as hard as it is. And it's not supposed to be easy. But when you think of him, I don't want you to think the sadness of him currently not being in his physical presence around you. Instead, I want you to think of the happiness of all the joyous moments that you and your family were able to give him in this world and gave his life purpose. Because if he didn't have you, if he didn't have this family, his life would not even be 1% of a fraction of the meaning in which it was because he was able to have you. And that positivity, despite him not being around, that positivity and that passing through still lives on today and is stronger than ever. All right, we're gonna go to the next email. Hey Mark, did shares of TTD early, did Tesla and Amazon? I really like momentum, then buying on a pullback. Low conviction today, bought less shares than normal. Can't do much less on options from 2 back to 1. $274.64 green. See trades below. All right. Oh, nice. Hmm. Made a $2.32 trade there. 50-cent trade, 26-cent trade, 26-cent trade, another 62-cent trade, and you bought here at 62.23, and you sold it all at 61.98, 70, 96 and a half. You actually, so overall, you made money on every single trade today. Wait, hold on, maybe. All right, let's see. You bought Tesla, you made a dime, you made a nickel, you made 30 cents, you made 6 cents, and yeah, you made money across the board. Well done, my brother. Well played. Hey, Mark, I had another solid day today thanks to you and the family. I want to share that I would not have found the success I have today if it was not for Booth. He has motivated me to push myself to improve since he shared his first email last year. Most recently, he's helped me to size up smartly, which has been life changing. In addition, his friendship and outlook on life has turned back the clock 20 years for me, which is something you can't put a price on. I've grown from knowing Booth almost as much as I have from you. Love the family. Look at that. You got a Booth shout out right there. Bang. Much love for the Boofster. Changing lives, making lives better. Look at that. Can you believe it? I can believe it. Are there firm rules for the brokerages when they report price improvement? Forgive my skepticism, but sometimes I wonder if it is a feel-good reporting line that means little. Would love to know the mechanics behind it. If you know them, maybe a discussion in the room tonight about it. What? Um, I don't know what you mean by firm rules for reporting price improvement. Are they doing it to show that they're good people and that they're helping people? I don't know. Their Citadel's the one really doing it, not the brokerages. They're just transferring it over to the clearing firm, but I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Mark and everyone. I was hesitant to type an email, but thought it would be helpful for myself and perhaps others. I didn't follow my rules by trading only one contract or none. I've had days recently that I'll queue up to 2 to 3 contracts, depending on the name and the market conviction. By default, I have one contract setting using your SSC layout. Today with Mattel, I clicked in 2 or more times on the calls. I might have been a split second too late, but I was filled with 3 of the 20.5 strikes. All right, you bought it. Oh, shit. You marked it in when the option spread, so it went to 480. So, yeah, you got tagged. This is a loss I will avoid sharing with my wife, but will share with the Newsbeat family. My fear is that she would think I won't make it earning a living as a trader. I'm wasting my mornings away when I could be out driving. I haven't had a loss like this in a long time with my small $7,000 account over a year. I think tilting with Zoom. I'm going to be all right. I've done this before and I'm learning from it. I think typing this email is therapeutic in a way so I don't beat myself up and my wife doesn't start the what's wrong with you investigation. I bottle up and avoid getting emotional. I do my best to not show frustration throughout the day by seeking out humor in things and smiling or laughing about it. I don't want my setbacks to have a negative effect on others. Of course, I can look back and think if I would have just clicked sell to close rather than adding 2 more contracts, perhaps I would have been filled at $1.80. Who knows? I'm just not going to allow myself to get toxic over it. I will move on to trade another day. I think the best thing I did was to chuck it rather than attempt for a higher limit out. Being in this room really does save me from doing really dumb things, and I think I'm very thankful for that. A couple of months ago, I typed up an email with a blacked out screenshot of my P&L because I felt embarrassed with my progress. I actually took 3 weeks off in May from being logged into the room and the markets. I reviewed most of the masterclass and Bandits video and found it a great refresher, especially the OODA loop. I work on not comparing others' progress to mine. Rather, I think about my progress versus yesterday, last week, last month, year. I get myself worked up in wanting to have an account size. I get worked up. I get myself worked up in wanting to have an account size to supplement my income so I can be at home with my wife, 2 kids, and dog, rather than driving my car most of the day delivering for Uber and Postmates. Slowly but surely, I know I will get there. Just got to stay positive and trade smart. I appreciate the positive reminders and examples of what is possible. Thank you, Mark and Newsbeat fam. All right. The first thing I would do is try, I mean, you wrote this email a day ago. What this was is obviously when there's news flow, what happens is the option contracts sometimes fly out. I would call up the broker. You say you're using SSE layout, so I'd call up Schwab and try to dispute it. Maybe they'll do something for you, maybe they won't. Worst case scenario, they don't. They obviously some Dick FS F face market maker, put scumbag, mother father filled you at $4.80 and is pocketing that money right now and filled you at $1.80 and is pocketing that money right now. You should dispute it and see what happens. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe they spread it out. Maybe they didn't put in a market in which they were supposed to. It's obviously a horrible fill. And there was obviously some news flow in Mattel. I believe it was the NFT thing, the non-fungible token stuff. And maybe they'll be able to help you and maybe get you filled at a better price. That's my thoughts. Hey, Mark. I'm also someone who had their best week ever, totally unexpected, as I was also teared down for most of the week. Also, want to give a shout out to Rose. I printed out her trading checklist and kept it on my desk. Ever since then, I've had my best 8 day stretch as a trader ever. It's all very obvious and we all know it, but I guess I just needed the simplicity in front of me. It's basically just follow the trend, but it has helped me stay away from sus setups. Also, the room has been on fire with teamwork. Stick together, team. Let's keep it up. Thanks, brother. Love you all. Much love for you, brother. Keep up the amazing work. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hey, Mark. I hope all is well with you and the family. Um, Thank you. Great week for me. It's been a great last 30 days. I was in a rut 30 days ago. I would have up and down days. I kept giving back my winnings and I wasn't sizing down later in the day. I kept trying to look at the money and get back to my account eyes either for the week or month. The last 2 months have been that way for me. I've been green, low, mid to low four figs each month, but I've been unable to break out and I kept giving my winnings back after the morning. Then I did what you suggested and I decided to open up a new account. I put in $30,000 to force myself to trade smart and to help myself feel better when I got wins as that account would be hitting new highs. After doing that a little under a month ago, I'm up over $100,000 in profits and that $30,000 feels really good. It was a good reset for me and I appreciate the suggestion. You always find ways to help us improve. Thank you for all you do and the time you spend away from your wife and kids to help us. I found that leaving the room after I'm up the first hour or two is best. Maybe that isn't for everyone, but for me, it's actually for most people, believe it or not. It gives me a really good work life balance. I'm happier doing that, and I don't give back my day or tilt during the midday grind. I do have the mental ability to size down and slow down my trades, but as you talked about this week, the longer you trade in a day, the harder it gets to be strong. Yes, so basically, the more you trade during a day, the more your mental capacity actually drops. It is a very real phenomena. It's very simple. Pretty much as you go through the day, your mental prowess declines. That's why most people trade better in the morning. That is my scientific explanation of it. Um, it's easy to tilt or say I'm going to make another insert money amount here and stop trading after I get that amount. Then you take a loss and keep chasing what you had earlier till you are down money. Then you slam something and you go red. It happens to us all. So I like taking cash. I find that maybe one day out of the week I'll make a lot more if I trade all day, but more often than not I lose and that leaves more room for the downside. So better at least for me to take the money and run. I think after you start making five to $10,000 a day, you lose sight of how much money that is. If you tell anyone on the street they can make that in an hour, they would not believe you. But in this room, you can get to that point and not be happy with it. It's essential to keep this into perspective to stay mentally strong. We are so blessed here. Thank you for everything. Let's keep up the smart trading next week. No doubt, my brother. You know, here are your two kids. Just a little flex right there. You know what these two kids are thinking. You know what these two kids are thinking right now. They're like, my dad is Newsbeat, bro. My dad doesn't F around. He's Newsbeat. Is your dad Newsbeat, bro? No? Damn, that's tough. That's tough shit, son. Damn. Damn, your dad isn't Newsbeat? Damn, that's rough, bro. Sorry, man. I didn't know your dad wasn't Newsbeat. So, you know, that's that's really that's really tough. All right, next email. Roller coaster is the title of this email. Hi, Mark. Since joining your service in October, my experience has been quite the whirlwind. I hit the ground running fast initially as your strategies fit very well into what I do best. Quick scalps that limit psychological toxicity have been key as I do not enjoy sitting in a trade, watching it vacillate back and forth from red to green while being a slave to stops and profit targets. I took my account from $43,000 to $250,000 from October to January. Wow. When the market changed, I was slow to adapt and took way too much size in February, March, and April on mediocre mega cap tech setups that just were not working. I was tilting, my rhythm was off, and literally nothing was working. That 250,000 went back down to 36,000. Yet another tuition paid to the market. I'm pleased to report that I've now turned that 36,000 into 100,000 in May and June after getting back to basics, focusing on quality setups, tearing down and just being smarter. I truly believe that I need another drawdown to change the way I think about the market environments and to identify the best way to execute the strategies in this room. The next time I see an environment like we had in February, I will alter my course of action accordingly. Even at my dead lows a couple of months ago, I was so confident I could come back due to my previous success. I am my own worst enemy at times, all the time, and becoming more fortified psychologically on a daily basis. I would like to give my gratitude to you and the Newsbeat Life family for the positive reinforcements and fantastic intraday ideas. I am blessed to be on this journey with you all. Best regards, gentleman who wrote this email. Thank you for the beautiful email, man. Really appreciate it. Hey Mark, felt like writing you a summary of the past couple weeks. Maybe I can get clarity from writing my story and maybe it'll be entertaining to you and whoever hears it. Second day of June, um, the power went out in my neighborhood and stayed off for the rest of the day. And Booth was nice enough to let me go get set up at his house that night to be ready to trade the next day. Since then, we continued trading together. Booth is super acclimated when it comes to trading, so some of that must have rubbed off on me. I became super consistent, started taking on bigger size, and started making four figures a day. I felt like a god. It all crashed down Thursday and Friday today. Lost 6,000 yesterday, down 3,500 today. These were my first red days I've had in weeks. I think it's partially due to an ex-girlfriend randomly texting me on Wednesday and asking to meet. It totally threw me off. We broke things off about a year ago because she's a very politically judgmental, so to speak. She couldn't stand that I had a different political view. Um, my gut feeling was to just not respond um, and forget she ever texted me. But I ended up meeting with her last night. Gotta get your junk wet, didn't you? Anyways, it's super dumb because I was doing so well in my trading, and last night I literally didn't sleep. Well, because my attention was stuck on thinking about stupid toxic stuff and other political bullshit she brought up, I should have never responded and met with her. But you wanted to get your junk wet and let her know that you were Newsbeat to make her jealous. I don't know if this was helpful to anybody. It is helpful. But I guess it's a lesson. Keep the bullshit in the past. It's there for a reason. Gonna just laugh this one off. Looking at myself from the third person, it is kind of funny how she came out of nowhere and wrecked my trading week. It's actually not a coincidence, by the way. It's actually deeper meaning behind that, but we're not going to go through that right now. Laughing my ass off, literally laughing out loud writing this. Anyways, I'm going to try to get my juice back on money. Any idea for a solid bounce back? P.S. You were right about the stuff you said about how certain people can affect your trading. Thanks for reading and thanks for everything else you do for the Newsbeat family. Hope you have a great weekend, Mark. All right. First thing you do, don't message her. Go on your phone and block her. Block anybody who is actually giving you psychological toxicity, negative thoughts. Literally block her number and don't even say bye. Don't say, I'm blocking you now. Just block her and let her think that when she messages you that you're just simply ignoring her. Um, Block all the people that are block her emails, block her Instagrams. If she's one of those crazy bitches who like threatens to hurt herself if you don't contact her, just block her. You do not have time for anybody to drag you down in life. And the fact that you hung out with her, I don't know if if you banged her or you made out with her, but that's going to obviously deepen the psychological toxicity. Maybe you weren't in a situation in which you are now. Maybe you aren't in a situation you are now to back then before you were Newsbeat, maybe you didn't have the money to do things, and maybe you know, you're basically coming back to her right now, showing you that you're in a different place in your life because you joined the Newsbeat live room. Yeah, that changed your life for the best. And it's like now you have to deal with her shit. And look, politics is a real thing. We have one of the biggest political divides in the country, and I don't know where you stand politically or where she does, but I'll tell you, you're politically correct and she's wrong, and she needs to shut the front door and stop sharing her effing idiotic, moronic beliefs with you because they are disturbing you. They are changing your mind. You're still thinking about it. You'll continue to think about it. But what you're going to actually do, my brother, is you're going to go ahead and you're going to block the bitch. And you're going to block the bitch on your email, you're going to block the bitch on your phone, and you're going to block the bitch in any way that she has contact with you. And then what's going to happen is the first day you're going to remember the bitch, and the second day you're going to remember the bitch, and the third day you might remember the bitch too. But what's going to happen after a while is you're going to completely forget the bitch, and you're going to forget that she even exists as a human being, and you're going to actually be able to pretend that she's not there, and you're going to be able to focus completely on your trading. Now tell me how you feel after you do that, and you're going to thank me for my response. All right. Anyone who drags a Newsbeat member down is a bitch, whether they're male or female. I just want to highlight that absolute, undeniable fact. Am I biased for Newsbeat? Yeah, 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 I am. Um, look, look, like who should be president? Those people? No, definitely a female from the Newsbeat live room should be president of the United States. We got a Rose 2024 here. And yeah, I mean, definitely has my vote. But look, don't let anyone drag you down. Period. It will have a negative effect on your trading. It's not a coincidence that you had those two big losing days right afterwards. All right, you're gonna be good. That's going to be all for tonight's show. I will continue the emails I didn't get to potentially tomorrow. And of course, from the bottom of my heart, I do hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat Fireside. If you enjoy the content in which we do here, kindly throw out a thumbs up. I do not monetize these videos. I'm just trying to honestly and humbly help you get through real life situations as a generalization because a lot of people go through the same shit that other people go through. And I'm trying to actually help your trading on a deeper level in which anybody else in the industry really doesn't have the balls or the give a shit about enough to actually go through. And that is what I am trying to accomplish, and I hope I accomplished that for you tonight. I love you guys immensely from the bottom of my heart. There's links in the description for a free book and other stuff. Do yourself a solid and take advantage of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live.